What is going on out there, everyone? Remo back. We are out on my newest Snowrunner mod map project, which is going to be called the Death Roads. Now, if you haven't seen any of the previous videos, this map is inspired by mostly the Bolivian Death Roads, I would say. I've watched a lot of videos on YouTube and stuff, try to get some inspiration that way. And to be honest, it's something that Snowrunner has been kind of lacking in the mod map scene, is a good Death Roads map. This one is going to give you a lot of time driving along some pretty sketchy little cliffs and muddy roads and lots of hills, deep valley with a river, big river in it that's mostly usable. Drive through many spots of it. So really looking forward to get this one finished and out for everyone to play. Now, what we're looking at is I kind of have a couple things I want to finish up soon. So first thing I'm going to throw out there is I want to update the Highway Haulin 2 map. The region is mostly my focus. Just throwing it out there. I know of a few issues. I fixed a couple things. I just haven't updated it yet because I'm not finished. If you know of any issues with that map, I would love to see comment down below letting me know what it is. I really want to have it out with the update like Sunday so that it can run into the approval process on Monday and maybe get out some point during the week is my goal. Now, my next goal beyond that is I need to start working on the tasks for the Beaver Creek map in Expeditions. I've got a little bit of stuff written out, but I'm going to start focusing on getting that put together with what we've got. It doesn't seem like there is really much for updates coming in the near future, so I'm just going to work with what we got and at least give you a couple of hours of adventuring to do around the map with a little bit of purpose rather than just driving. And maybe it'll make more sense the way I built the map when I do have the missions added. I never really intended it to be just a trailing map. There are some things in there, I don't know if you've noticed them, but there's some hidden things. I had some ideas to use the drones and bunch of things like that, so that's something that I'm going to focus on, and I want to have that out within the next 2 weeks with a bunch of missions on that. So this build is going to keep on going. Right now I'm just basically rolling. I'm probably about 60-65% done building the actual world. Now I do keep going back on this thing and touching up little areas and changing it around and that, so best guess is I'm looking at probably 2 weeks until this thing is out and playable. So I'm just going to budget my time. Like I said, any issues with the Highway Haulin 2 region, let me know. I want to have an update out in a few days. I just want to make sure I get as many of the issues in it fixed up as I can. I know that I have to look at the water task. I believe there was one of the house building tasks that a cement wouldn't deliver, I think somebody mentioned. Just any little stuff like that you've noticed. Now's going to be the time. It's tough to go back onto an old mod and kind of remember what you're doing. So it would be nice to get everything done all at once. And if there's any little things that you've noticed in the world that you'd like to see change, let me know down below too. I'd love to hear any improvements I can make, and like I said, I'd love to get all the issues fixed up if I can. This map right now we're out in the FJ Bruiser, which is John Hot Rod mod. It's his newest mod and actually is available in Expeditions as well. Very similar feeling truck in both games, other than the fairly significant feel of the game is different, but it's a good truck in both games. I haven't run this around very much in Snowrunner yet, but I'm liking it so far, and I thought this was a good opportunity. We are heading over to a little mining camp that I kind of built in that's going to have a couple little tasks for it and kind of a, I don't know, just a point of interest on the map for a bit of cruising around. Right now we're taking one of the more trail ways down to the river, and you can see we got a switchback here. There's going to be a lot of these coming down into the river. Most of the roads are going to have some shape or form of a switchback or a real steep hill, so you're going to have to kind of remember which trail can accommodate which kind of vehicle. I do intend on having quite a few different varieties of cargo on this one. It's going to be a fair bit of logging that you can kind of just work away at. There's going to be a few different log loading areas, so hopefully I can get you running around the map. It's not just back and forth to the same place. I won't overdo it. I try not to ever. Other than that, I can see some food deliveries. I have a couple weather station missions one that I want to put together with a few spots. Probably a couple antenna things. A few other ideas for some of the little stuff that we can kind of haul around the map. One big thing I see on this map is a lot of recoveries. A lot of them, because it's just going to be a pretty challenging map in terms of if you like how many I could have hidden around this bottom river valley. Everything, any civilization is up top, so it's going to be a real challenge to pick the right road to try and get the truck up, and trailers and that kind of stuff. So if you have any ideas for some recovery missions, or you know, even if you want to try and write out a task or pick certain trucks to have in certain spots, let me know. I definitely willing to work in any ideas anyone has out there. Makes the whole thing a lot more fun, and it makes it a little more personalized for whoever came up with the idea. So let me know what you think. This new area, we're just coming up along the river. I've been trying to do a lot of driving in this river. I want to make sure that the river is an option in a lot of areas. If you can see rocks in the water, you're probably pretty good. There's going to be a lot of deeper spots, and again, rocks and hidden logs and all sorts of fun. It'll be good in a scout vehicle probably, but if you're actually pulling a trailer, it might be a little more challenging with all the hidden stuff under the water. And then we're actually heading up a new trail on the left up here to go up to the mines, and that is going to be completely different look. Kind of tried a little more just bare dirt hills and a little more open off-roading area with a river up it. So I haven't driven up this area yet. I've only seen it in the editor. So as usual, I'm seeing it for the first time when you are. This river's pretty good, but I need to put some more ups and downs underneath the ground. It's a little too flat. When I do that, I just change the water back to clear so it's a little easier to see underneath, and just go in and just make it a little more challenging. So this is the new section from here up. And I really went for a different feel over on this side of the map. I'm going to run with it a bit more. There's going to be a logging area somewhere over here, not necessarily this road. But it might be, we'll see. And I kind of tried to lay in this lighter little river down along this whole little valley. It should be, most of it should be drivable from what I saw in the editor. I guess we'll find out here pretty soon. Yeah, it's pretty deep. I was actually kind of intending it to be more of a trickle. To be honest with you, this is quite a bit deeper than I was trying to make it, so I'm probably going to have to go back in and just drop the depth a little bit. Let me know though if you like the look of it like this. was a deep spot. I was actually intending for a little bit more mud. It's a little bit more solid ground than I wanted. Looks alright though. I spent a lot of time working on the flow, trying to... I find if you can't just make it all go the same direction. You have to kind of angle the water at itself a little bit and just create some turbulence. I don't know. It's one of those things. The more you do it, the more you get a feel for it. You can see this is a more cliff, wide open area. It should be good for some off-roading without a trailer if you just want to go hill climbing. You can see the river. It's kind of bulging here. It's not... If you look in front of us, the river goes uphill, which I'm going to have to fix that up. It's really hard to tell in the editor how flat everything is, so seeing this in game, it's actually pretty obvious how much of an uphill climb this river is, so I'm gonna have to flatten that out for sure. I honestly didn't notice it was that far off. It's funny, the river is, you can see how uphill that part is in front of us too. It's even worse. Got some work to do. See, and you guys can all see here that it doesn't just happen all at once. It's a lot of denial and error, as Ricky would say. Definitely want this river to be a bit shallower. I kind of envisioned it being more of a trickle river, where this is just a full-on fairly large river, so I'm definitely going to bring the level down and probably the speed a little bit. And I'm going to have to work on these levels, which isn't a big deal. Now that I've seen them in game, I can go back and flatten the river out so it's not flowing uphill. This area has way too much water coming through it. And it's going too fast. It's just too much of a river. Like I said, I wanted it to be more of a trickling river down the hill. And I've overdone it by about 3 times the size of what I thought. I should know better. You can see on the right there, we're already, camera's kind of past it, but there's some water poking out of the dirt there. I didn't flatten it out. And these spikes in the ground, you can see the little triangles there. They're such a pain. When you get up on top, the higher the terrain is, the more those things show up. So anytime I adjust the terrain, I have to go back with a smooth brush and just really carefully flatten all those little spikes out. It's so annoying, is what it is. It's only at the top of the hills. When you get over like a certain height in the game, it starts doing that. Yeah, and this, I just gotta make this river a little bit lower and a little bit slower. But you get the gist of it. I definitely need a little bit more mud too. That was way too easy to drive up. Mind you, I do have the red line tires on this one right now because we're doing a test run. We want to get her done. This area looked real nice in the editor. And we're getting close to where the little mining camp is. Again, something there's a trail, but you can just kind of free roam it. A little bit more mud up here. This is a little closer to what I was going for, but I could probably go even a little bit more. All in all, pretty happy for it on the first shot. Let me know what y'all think. Should be driving up the river to see how deep it is. This one I spent a fair bit of time on. I'm pretty confident this one's pretty good. It's also a small river. Those waterfall type runs, they're pretty tough. A lot of messing around back and forth. So I'm going to have a few different reasons to head up to this side of the mountain range. There is another way up, and it has a really sharp turn on it. If I do put a logging area in, it's going to be at the far end of this trail, and there is, like I say, a shorter way, but it's going to have its risks. It's a narrow, steep little road. So you might not do too well with a load of logs, but doable with the Scout, we'll see. And here's the camp. So just a quick little start of a spot for role-playing, and then, like I say, there's going to be a mission or two, and let me know what y'all think so far. Ideas down below. Thanks for watching. Take it easy.